latest controversies zimehappen hii wiki ni John Allan Namu versus Linturi. So of course Linturi goes on TV, then Citizen decides to call John Allan Namu. Ule msitwangani Sam
Sam
Gituku.
Kituku.
And
Getuku.
okay, sorry. So one person is lying,
Mhm.
the other person is telling the truth. Yes.
Mm.
If you lie, you have to remember the younger about lies.
Mm.
So John Allan Namu ends up making Nani look bad. Anaitwa Linturi. And then everyone is mad at Allan Namu. Nashindwa like, why? Unajua hivyo? Like hii raya inaitwa Deputy Jesus. Dr. Ezekiel Mtua aliandika, my free advice to the handlers of state officers. If a CS or PS must appear on a live TV or radio interview, especially on a controversial national issue, there must be guarantee by the media house that by the media house concerned that he or she will only be alone on the bench and will not be pitted against or interrupted by people who can use the platform to cause him discomfort or embarrassment. There must be an assurance that he or she is appearing to give the government position, not for market quarrels or exchange. To preserve the dignity of the government as a brand, the rule of thumb should be no show if that latitude is not guaranteed. This is the bullshit. Where we are talking about the what of the government, where the dignity of the government as a brand. The Kenyan
It's
government
not
has always had a very bad image
Yeah.
as a brand.
Actually,
Corruption.
the brand has not been working.
Yes. So unachekiaje? Kwa nini una feel like apart from huyu
Mm.
pia Dida pia aliandika the same thing but nini, so your views on this, the
But,
brand?
like media houses are shaming the brand.
Yeah, like
No,
media
no.
house come
If-
sana danganya
Mm.
waite, because Linturi called Allan Namu a crook, sindio?
Yeah.
And apart from
A
calling him
liar and a crook.
a liar and a crook,
Mm.
and then Gituku brings them pamoja. What's wrong with that?
There's nothing wrong with that. Because of course, they know if politicians do not to appear
Mm,
kwa these platforms
mm,
and then people call in
yeah.
ama watu wa text
Mm,
wanafaa wafanye tu zile za vox pop
mm,
ama zile side shows zenye wametoka pale wanafanya briefing and that's it.
mm,
You know, wakitoka parliament wanahoji wangu alafu they say something, of course hakuna time ya rebuttal,
yeah.
but kama ametoka na mapia wake wamemuadvise it's good uende utokee pale uende utokee pale kwa media house na ulizwe maswali. Yeah, anajua.
Yeah.
Like how did this government get into power? It was being gripped for 2 hours straight. Ilikuwa inaitwa ni debate,
National
presidential
debate.
debate.
Yes.
Na hapo unaulizangwa vitu very personal to you. The president himself alikuwa in the line of fire back akasema fuck this shit, man. You know.
Yeah.
But na hiyo ni, I think hiyo ni democracy.
Yeah.
Like these people elected you. Wewe ni servant, by the way. You are a servant. You are managing our taxes. Hard earned taxes.
Yeah.
So if kama wale watu wakienda pale cross and check na nini na kusema vibaya, alisema if you call me a crook na la ujiangalie kwa kioo.
Yeah.
What's wrong
Shida
with
iko
that?
hapo. Shida iko hapo, yeah.
Yeah.
So alafu
na hii raia na kainaficha vitu ngapi? This Ezekiel dude.
So kuna Mohamed Dida pia who wrote about this to some serious national matter, the decision by Citizen to accord Allan Namu a chance to counter CS Linturi while the CS was live on TV bears every hallmark of malice. It's uncalled for, as it's both demeaning to the person of the CS and antithetical to the cardinal principles of journalism. Allan has told his story in his expose, and on the Citizen News Gang, the CS came to tell his. Their stories could be contradictory, blah, 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 blah. This is the bullshit. Like in Africa, we respect politicians so much that if they're embarrassed kidogo, tunakuwa ashamed on their behalf. Sindio? Like if fake fertilizer was sold, a lot of people have ended up, kuna zile nimesikia destroy like the whole ecosystem ya soil za some farmers. I don't know how true that is. I don't know, have knowledge on that, but there are people who wasted their money. Like umeget fertilizer ukasema wacha nitumie hii time so that I use it to grow my whatever by this time, sindio? So who's crying for the farmers? Why are we worried about Linturi? Like nani ashaikaga chini akafikiria Linturi has this perfect image? Linturi
Actually
had,
amezoea kuwa koti na unawares
yes, and being exposed.
and being exposed. It's
So
not the first time.
this dude,
Mm.
if he can end up in someone else's bed, a stranger's bed, and survive that case, he can survive a fake nini. Because another thing ile lazima tujue, this is the Ruto government. And in the Ruto government, as long as you're friends with Ruto, you'll survive anything. Achiki majuzi, like if you're to mix issues, nani alikuwa nakuwa nini yesterday, naitwa CS Chiloba. Ezra Chiloba was being naitwangwa nini grilled for his position as an envoy. So do you know how much he's worth? 800 million shillings.
Ish.
This dude has never worked outside government jobs. He's worth 800 million shillings. Yes? He had a corruption case na CAK, ile ya mortgage. Do you know what happened? Before aingia kwa hii meet, hii whatever, grilling. You know ile case ishatupo nje. There's no enough evidence. That's the advantages of a Ruto friendship.
Yeah.
So if Ruto is your friend, if every Kenyan got fake fertilizer and Ruto wanted to protect the person who gave, that person is protected. So this is bullshit. And I feel like wase kwanza kulilia Linturi hapa like he's the victim. He's not the victim.
It's not the victim.
The victim are the people who lost their shit. And in other news, advantage to be Ruto's friend. Because damn, you can get away with a lot. Shit.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, be Ruto's friend. Say you got 800 million shillings.
Damn, that's
Never worked a day.
shy off.
Alafu
No, not just saying, and by the time he retires, by the time we are done with the Ruto presidency, he's going to be a billionaire.
Lakini nini tricky US akienda US as a CS not as a CS, as a consular general. This my advice would be to him, usitry kuchukua bribe within. Okay, anaweza ichukua bribe akiwa ndani ya embassy, because akiwa ndani ya embassy is in Kenya. But as soon as ametoka Kenya, kama Kenya fulani kamwambia niaje buda, situpatane kwa ile restaurant nikupatie bribe, now you are within US territory. Unajua hivyo? Like ukiwa kutakuwa na diplomatic immunity, I'm sure, but I think like the amount of embarrassment that would happen would be too much. But I'd want to know also kabla ni train of thought,
anafaa ashukuru si Senegalese.
Yeah.
Ni nani walivamia minister wao nini? Was it in France?
Watu
walimwendea mablo jo.
Kuna watu walinini, but nilikuwa nasema before nipoteze hii train of thought, ama hata nimeipoteza. Kuna had some certain nini, but yeah, let them do whatever they want to do. Let them still but yeah, so this guy is worth 800 million, and I'm sure kutakosa some fan somewhere who is also a pro-government person who thinks if you criticize corruption, you're criticizing. So utapata kuna mseko like, but he does not only do this, he also does business. Sindio?
Yeah.
My question is, have you ever had one Kenyan business run by a politician that went down?
No.
So that's number one. Number two, in this same week tumesikia two businesses that are struggling. Business number one ilikuwa Flair by Betty. Ni Betty by Flair, and Flair by Betty, sindio? Flair by Betty has been struggling mpaka they had to close a few branches, yes? So these are businesses. That happens in business.
Yeah.
Another business tumesikia ni Manhattan. Nokanania kitu ambia Manhattan.
Oh, damn. Bien.
Yes, it's on some whatever. So that's business. That's the cost of doing business. Business sometimes goes wrong. Yes?
Yeah.
This guy who does business as a part-time job. So he's a full-time in any IEBC CEO. So, you know, full-time IEBC. After full-time IEBC, he's a full-time CAK. He's worth 800 million. Alafu watu ni shida na hiyo. Hii business inafanywa saa ngapi? Because you can't be hands-on. Ndio biashara yako ifike 800 million. Ian, wajua mnacheza. 800 million is a lot of money.
It's a lot of money.
For your business to reach that level. But we've come to accept this mediocrity. We've come to accept this third world mentality.
We've come like protecting our own.
Yeah.
Siwa kama fala.
But sasa mi ujinga staki ni
Mm.
with hii mediocrity tumekubali ukamkunza kuniambia that Ruto should be life president. Niko like kwenda huko. Mi ile siku nitaanza ku entertain anyone being a life president is one person shows up and they start fighting corruption to a certain level. We are like sawa, but even with that, to me that person should not be life president. We ingia pale, make sure the institutions work. Unajua, like the police is 100% independent, where the police show up at State House and they put handcuffs on one of the CSs and the CS goes. And the CS, and during that time, we are monitoring all the judges to see which judge is going to get a bribe. And that judge gets in trouble. Sindio?
And they backed it.
Yes.
Ni kama IRS you get.
Nachiki anachikienda ile shit nani anapitia saizi. Anaitwa Trump. Trump has like he gonna bill close to $500 million to pay. I don't know if he appealed and whatever happened, but you see, that's a former president going through that. Moi, if we took Moi through that, how many hospitals would we have built? And even name the Moi hospital. I'd be that asshole.
Like
I still,
we keep it.
nachukua doo yako alafu natengeza vitu na jina yako. The former president. This is hata naweza kuita kuja uopen official. Akamkome cham. Wacheki. But
smile for the camera.
Hii ujinga ya kutetea politicians tunafaa kuiacha. Let's stop worshipping politicians. Most of them are full of shit. And also wacha tukubali we play
And
with
they don't
different
know you
rules.
shit, by the way.
Yeah, they don't
They
know
don't
you
know
shit.
you shit.